If you want to hear the second update to my no-buy year, then stick around. Hi there, it's Hélène with another video. Thank you so much for joining me. This is a special video because I am not shy about producing videos, but apparently my no-buy year videos, I have to convince myself to film them. I don't know, well, no, that's not true. I was going to say I don't know why I find them so hard, but there are a couple of reasons. I'm always concerned when it comes to this type of video of coming across as a, well, you know, you should be doing what I'm doing, which is absolutely not the point. It's, these updates are to show you an example of how somebody might do a no-buy period, and what somebody else's approach might be, which I find very interesting. I watch other people's videos on this topic and trying to slow the roll on the consumerism and all that good stuff. But I also have a fear of, here's what tends to happen to me. I talk about a success or potential success. We haven't gotten into the meat yet. And then I screw up almost immediately within a couple weeks. And I have this dread that by offering the good stuff that I might do more of the bad stuff. I have a history of that. So I'm very nervous about these updates. I just feel like they're tied just based on my past behavior. So that's the context. Now, in order to film this, I gave myself a carrot. I said, if you upload this video, you can upload a swatch video on a palette that you've wanted to swatch for some time. Really good carrot. And I want that carrot. So I'm doing this video. I have my sheet of paper here for the update, and let's get into it. If you have not seen my original intro to this no-buy, I will put it right here. Actually, you know what? No, I will put the playlist. You'll see the video thumbnail for the latest one, but what I'll actually link to is the playlist so that you can see all of them if you want. There are only 3 at this point, including this one, but it's there. Actually, I think I might have 4. Anyway, getting into the minutia, but there are 5 goals, and I thought I would go through each goal and then give you my updates and thoughts on how it's going and my take on what I'm thinking at this point. So hopefully that makes sense. So I'm going to just check here. So I had 5 rules. Let's just talk about the first one. And the first one being, use and enjoy what I already own. That is no question. I have been doing a ton of playing in my makeup stash. And I did that in a couple of different ways recently. I did a complete makeup collection update. I will put the playlist right there. There were a total of 7 videos showing everything in my collection. You may decide I have a lot. You may decide I don't. To each his own, but I wanted to be very clear about what it is that I have in my collection so that when you're seeing me use products, beyond what you can see that I have here, you have context. How many powders do I have? How many primers do I have? How many palettes do I have? That kind of a thing. And I thought it was important. It's important to kind of bear all so that you know exactly where I am at now at the beginning of the year, or reasonably early in the year. And most of what I showed you was filmed January 12th, so it was very early in the year. When it comes to the still pictures, I had to redo them, which really was pretty terrible to have lost the footage and start over, which is why it was a month late in getting uploaded. But you can consider that that collection is from very early in the year. And part of the proof of me really playing and working in my collection is the number of videos that I've produced. I believe I'm at up to 39 already in the first couple of months of the year. So really pleased with that. It's quite a few videos. Actually, no, pardon me, 39 since my last update. My last update, I think, was February 5th. So from February 5th to what it is today, March 9th, I have uploaded 39 videos. So that is more than one video a day. So I'm definitely playing with my makeup and hopefully producing content that is of some use to both you and me. And some examples of what it is that I played with. Well, there were two brand new focus series so far in the makeup, which was NYX and Cleona, which I'm still working on. And then there was also Origin for skincare, and I showed the outcome of the First Aid Beauty and Elizabeth Arden. And I've got a couple of more of the skincare videos coming up shortly. And I also did the whole depotting of Morphe to put them in Anastasia quads so that I could make better use of a palette that was just sitting there because the 39A Dare to Create was just too gosh darn big. So there's a lot of content over the last month that I hope, again, it certainly was useful for me in learning and producing it, but I hope that there was some use for you as well. So definitely using a lot of my collection and producing some content as a result as well. So it feels really good. A little bit more on that later. So the second of my rules was only replace what I have used up and only replace items if I deem it necessary or desirable. The one thing in here that is not included are gifts. So gifts, whether I'm giving a gift or receiving a gift, those are okay. So I want to show you what it is that I have purchased as replacements or gifts that I have given or received this past month so that you get a sense of how I've handled number 2. I'm going to go with straight replacements. So I want to talk to you about my winter boots. I have been trying over the last couple of months to make it to the end of winter. And I just want to show you, I hope you can see it in here. You'll see that the back is messed up, and I don't know if you can see the white part. It's really hard to see. The white part down here, it's plastic that is actually coming through the boot, and it's about as sharp as the edge of a credit card, and it scrapes my ankle. And I have tried using really, really thick socks that are supposed to be indoor slippers inside these boots. So I'm cramming my toes at the end of the boot to try to have essentially stuffing between my ankle and the boot. And I was being sidelined from walking the dog with my husband because I was getting blisters and scrapes on the back of my heel, which makes it very painful to wear the boots to go walking, right? Injured and using Band-Aids and bandages, and it's just not working. And I thought, oh, I can just make it to the end of the season. And then I gave my head a shake. I am injuring myself, so it's a health and safety issue. And if I use them, I will need a pair of boots in the fall. And when you buy a pair of boots in the fall, you might be able to find, 25, 30% off, but you're going to pay more than you would at the end of the season. And so I decided, and I'll put a picture of our backyard right now. There's a ton of snow. We still have 2 months worth of winter boot time. And there's no way I'm going to wear these for the next 2 months. I am avoiding going for walks as opposed to wearing these, and that's not healthy. So I decided these need to go. And I've only had them for 2 years, so they're really not a good shoe to go and purchase another pair of boots, which is actually why, as part of my procrastination, to wait until these other boots came in so I could show you. And here they are. I managed to get these winter boots. They're Italian-made winter boots that I got for half off. So they were, don't know if you can see them well, they are $200 boots I got for $99. I checked the ratings. I checked the value of them online on various different sites. And I ended up picking them up from the MEC, Mountain Equipment Co-op, which is a Canadian cooperative to purchase high quality items. And I've worn them. Wore them in the house to make sure that they were going to be a great purchase, and have gone walking with my husband and the dog yesterday with these on, and they were well, they didn't hurt, but they were very comfortable. They were very warm. It was about minus 15 to 18 Celsius yesterday, and they felt really good. They're called Santana Canada weatherproof boots. Don't know if there's a specific type on here, but anyway, this was such a good decision, and I feel zero guilt. This was a necessary purchase, so I feel absolutely unapologetic, and I feel like I've got my walks back. I don't have to hem and haw about whether I'm going to get hurt, so I'm happy. And I do have a pair of Sorels that are good till minus 50 or whatnot, but I could not use those boots for walking because the felt in them doesn't allow for walking. It just keeps coming out, and it's not great, but I don't need another set of felts in my Sorels. I will just use Sorels when I need to just stand around in the cold, whereas these boots, you get warm as you walk, and so you don't need boots that are as warm as Sorels. So I have two pairs of boots. I've always in my life had two pairs of boots, the really, really hot, warm ones and the, medium winter situation, and that's just the continuation of that. And yeah, I'm unapologetic. I just know that was required. A couple of other purchases that I'm unapologetic for are some things for our small business. So I've mentioned before that I am a kinesiologist, which means I have a degree in exercise science, and so I train people. And I realized I was trying to wrap a client's knee this about 2 weeks ago, and I realized that all of our tensor bandages had gone walking. So basically what it means is that people have used our tensor bandages and not returned them. Well, I need that. Again, it's a health and safety thing. So I did get a pack of 4 tensor bandages, 2 small ones for hands and ankles, and then 2 larger ones for knees for the most part. And again, I need these for work. So I got a pack of 4 that are not so expensive that I'm worried that they're going to go walk off again, because the other one was really, really expensive stuff. But I have these now for the first aid kit, and again, it's a necessity for the business. And another necessity for the business is the printer was out of ink, and I picked this up yesterday at International Women's Day at Staples. They had 10% off. I picked this up because the printer was not allowing me to print anything until I exchanged the cartridge, so I did that. Now I have to say that the next time that Staples has basically a 30% off coupon, I will be buying more of those cartridges. I can't be in the middle of something and not be able to print. I always have to have a backup of the cartridges, and so I will, again, unapologetically have a couple of backups of those cartridges because I need them. The fact that I didn't have a backup was very strange, actually. So the fact that I couldn't just replace the cartridge immediately was a little foreign to me. So I will end up buying 2 more as backups for the one that I just replaced. It's just, I need to function. The next one is a battery, and that is for an item that you have seen on this channel before, is my scale. I use this scale weekly, and the battery that was in it, a 9-volt, just kind of conked out. And so I got a 2-pack. Obviously, the one that's not in there is already in the scale, and I will continue to use it. Speaking of this scale, this is a wish. This is a want. This scale is only accurate to the gram. It only records to the gram. And for the purposes of this channel, I really want to have at least a 0.1 gram accuracy, if not better. So this is going to be the last year for this scale for this purpose. But if I were not on a no-buy, I would already have purchased another one. So just as a commentary, I am waiting until the end of my no-buy to upgrade this scale to something that is more usable, especially for something like Pan That Palette. An eyeshadow is 1 gram, so unless I use a full gram of shadow, I can't show any sort of progress. So this scale is really limiting me in what I can do for you and me in reporting back on this channel. One more purchase that was for the business is this bad boy. Actually, I have 2 of them. This take a look at the length of this thing. It's 3 feet. It's a roller that I got for my exercise science activities, and in this case, a training tool. And what I heard from a couple of my clients is that the trigger point rollers that I have that are about, I think 18 inches wide, are not long enough for their use because of their size. And so given that, and I fully understood when they explained to me what the few reasons why they didn't work. One of them is the width, but the other one is how hard the trigger point rollers are for them given the amount of weight going in one spot. That these rollers made more sense. They're not as dense, and they are a lot wider so that someone can have their full body on the roller and be able to use it as someone else might use what we have in the gym as our regular rollers. And so this was obviously an inclusivity purchase, and I didn't realize that I was leaving some of my clients on the sidelines in classes, and so this is a necessary remedy that in a way I wish I had known or fully understood or appreciated, and that could have been my own blindness, that I had appreciated and understood their need. But I'm very thankful that they actually expressed that need and that I've addressed it. Now, I don't tend to invest in a whole lot of equipment for the gym because we invested upfront for proper equipment, but I'll have to say that this was an oversight, and unexpected oversight, because we did not have any clients until recently that required this piece of equipment. I'm super happy that I have it. I'm super happy that I'm addressing a true requirement for my clients to do what I'm asking them to do with equipment, and I have no regrets in that purchase. So if I look at all the purchases that I've made, I'm just looking at the notes. So I have the boots, the rollers, tensors. The boots were $99 Canadian. The rollers, I have 2 of them, $31 each. Those are $62 total. The tensors were $13. And the cartridge was $44 Canadian. And the batteries were, the 2 batteries for $7. Hi there, I'm coming from a different video filming to bring you a little correction to this video, and that is I have an omission. And the omission is that I did make another purchase this month, and that was a replacement. I finished my Boom Boom hand cream that I did not particularly like, but I did finish it. This was the cream that was not very hydrating at all in my purse, and I wanted a replacement because this has made me understand that a cream in a squeezy tube in my purse is pretty important, especially in winter, and we are still very much in winter. And I have picked up this cream from, it was actually at my hairdresser's. It was $12.63 before tax. It is called the Sugar and Spice from Body Drench, and it smells absolutely divine, somewhere between gingerbread cookies and pumpkin pie. It's really nice. I have just cracked it open, and it looks like this, and it's so wonderful to use. I'm very happy. I can only have one, right? And I think I made a really great selection. There was also, as an option, vanilla mint, but they were out. And I have to say vanilla mint is probably the one that I would have gone for, but I think this was possibly a seasonal offering. I don't know if it's available anywhere, but so far so good. I find it hydrating. I find it very comfortable, and it's just the right size, not too big, not too small for me to have in my purse. But I just wanted to make sure to tell you about that. So instead of $275, I think I said, I'll put the corrected number down on the screen. Sorry about the omission, but we just squeezed it in before publication. So the total I've spent this month is $225, and $136 of that amount was business related. So the boots, the $99 boots, were the only expense that you could argue discretionary, but against health and safety, it just didn't feel discretionary. So I feel really good about that situation. And so that is my measurement of money spent on discretionary spending. And that addresses how I worked through my rule number 2 of only purchasing replacement products. Now, my third rule was to stop or eliminate shopping and browsing either in person or online as an activity. And I have been very good at doing that. I'm really not playing with putting stuff in my cart or whatnot, unless I'm looking for an item as a replacement to something I'm finishing up. And let me give you an idea of what I'm talking about. This CoverGirl Advanced Radiance is about the only powder that is this light in my collection that I use for my under eye. And I really dislike it because it is too drying, and there is a replacement that I want, which is the Becca Under Eye Setting Powder. And so I researched the Becca Under Eye Setting Powder to read reviews and understand if that would be my replacement, because in April there's usually the Sephora Spring Sale, and that is when I'm going to be replacing this bad boy. Assuming I can't find another replacement in my collection, I will be trying the Fit Me powder before I get the Becca Under Eye. But if it's doing the same creepiness as this one, to me, that is not acceptable. It's not something I'm willing to live with and have. I have no problem with using these powders all over my face, but my under eye I'm particularly picky about, because I don't need to look 15 years older or more than I am. And when I don't have this under my eye, I don't have a ton of dryness under my eye. So this is definitely a culprit. I'm using it now because I vowed to finish it, but I cannot wait for this to be gone and have a proper replacement. So like I said, I will try the Fit Me powder. I suspect it's going to be dry like this. I could be wrong, but we will go from there. And if I do end up needing, nobody needs makeup, but needing the Becca Under Eye, I will go and do that. And that was Tiffany Dawn, who had a video and was singing the praises of that Becca powder, and she has very dry skin like I do, so I tend to think that it would probably be a good option for me. So apart from that kind of research and also looking up availability and prices for you when I'm doing videos, I really haven't been browsing. I've gone a couple times out of curiosity, but it was never with the drive to buy. And there I have seen a number of things that were really interesting, like the Ciate palettes and a couple of other items that were very, very exciting. And it was like, no. And another example of a product that I have been made aware of just through YouTube that I was interested in were the new NYX palettes. I think they're called Off Tropic. The one that has all the really vibrant colors in it. It is so attractive to me, but again, I've said no. It's my no-buy year. There will always be beautiful palettes, and no. Despite the fact that I have an offer right now from Shoppers Drug Mart in my email, they just sent me this offer for 40% off my next purchase. So I could get those palettes for 40% off, and I'm still going, no, nope. Another one that was very tempting was I noticed that the Neutrogena Rapid Wrinkle Repair, which is my retinol of choice, was again 50% off, and I could use 40% off that sale with the coupon I have, and I said nope, because I have one I'm about to start using because I've just run out of the one I'm finishing up here in the next, run out. I've got 2 more nights of being able to use it, and then I'm into one of the 2 that I have in my backup. I'm allowed to have 2 full-size kind of at the ready, and so I will be able to go and get another backup soon, but nope, I have enough product right now that that's just not what I'm going to use it for. The coupon's good till the end of March. If I need a couple of replacements by the end of March, great. If I'm not at that point, well, too bad. It will lapse, and you know what? There's going to be another offer. I'm not concerned. So those are the temptations that I've had in that vicinity over the last month. So a lot less time and a lot less temptation and a lot less agonizing over the stuff that I just can't or won't take advantage of. Now, my fourth objective was to reclaim the time that I was spending online shopping, going to the post office, lusting after products to buy next, and repurposing that time in more worthwhile activities. And one of them was producing content for this channel. Like I mentioned, 39 videos in about 30 days. And also blogging, speaking. I've done some writing, I have done some speaking, and I even submitted a video audition for a movie that is getting shot locally here in Manitoba, and I've never done that before. So yeah, I don't know if I would have thought to do that if first off a friend hadn't sent me the link, but also if I didn't have just kind of an expanded view of how I can use my time and just less obsessive about makeup as far as acquisition, right? Just I'm more open to activities as opposed to consumption, which is great. And I also produced a video on another channel which had been kind of neglected a little bit, and it's a book review, and I'm very happy to have done that. If you're curious about that, I will put it in the description box below. Now, the one thing that I did not do that I really regret is that I did not spend anywhere near the time reading as I was hoping for in February, and I'm hoping to remedy that in March. So I have a few books that I'm really interested in reading in March, and I just want to get to them. So that'll be quite nice to get into. And definitely some other book review videos that I want to produce. But reading is really the one thing that I did not get done this month. And I'm a little bit shocked and unhappy about it because it's something that's very important to me and part of how I define my continuous education as an adult. So I will definitely be focusing on that, and I have to have some books read to talk to you about in the next update. That is it's a non-negotiable for me. Yeah, so that's a big one. I have been doing some continuing ed and watching a lot of videos on better understanding how to make better use of YouTube as a creator and learning the new YouTube suite for creators that is in beta version right now on YouTube, but it does not replace books. I want books back in my life, and I need to make room for them. So that's a big one. Now, in products, there's one thing that I did not talk about yet, and that is gifting. And I want to put a picture up of a gift that I gave to a friend of mine just recently. And if you heard my voiceovers for parts 6 and 7 of my makeup collection, you would have heard, well, I had that one, but I gave it away as a gift. I had that one, I gave it away as a gift. That was all part of that gift pack to this friend of mine. And I really enjoyed doing that. I love taking full-size or deluxe sample size products, putting them in a little bag for friends, and just surprising them with those products when I see them next for no reason. It's not their birthday, it's not Christmas, it's not a special occasion. It's just because I see them, and I went through my collection of backups and deluxe samples and just picked things that I thought they would like to try or that I know that they would automatically enjoy. And that's been a real joy for me to do. And it feels like I'm going shopping for them, but I'm going shopping in my own stash of unused products, and it's a lot of fun. I also, speaking of gifts, received a few gifts this month that I was super tickled about. And there's no problem with me receiving gifts, so I did accept them. And let me just show you what they are. The first one is from my friend Louise, who also had given me that Rimmel Lucidilabra lip gloss that I had panned in my that was my Roulette Pen collab early on in this last edition. So a couple videos ago, you would have been able to see it. I'll show you the video where I actually finished the product, so I'll put it right there. Loved it. That Rimmel Lucidilabra, it's made with argan oil, and it's a gorgeous color. Super flattering. I would highly recommend. She gave me this. So she had given me a couple from this line, the L'Oreal Color Protector, what's it called? Color Radiance Protection. This is the conditioner. And she gave me the shampoo and one of these of the conditioner earlier, and she found this backup in her stash, and because she's not coloring her hair anymore, she offered this second one to me, and I'm very grateful. I look forward to using it. It smells really, really nice, and I like it. I like what it does to my hair, and I've got very red hair, and I do want to keep the color as vibrant as possible, and I use a color conditioner as well, but don't need to all the time. So when I am not using a colored conditioner to keep the mahogany in, I do use this one. So again, very grateful to have it in my backup of color protecting conditioners, and I thank her very much for it. And then another friend of mine who I've helped her stock up on her Boom Boom cream and a few other samples that I produced for her. Actually, she's the one, Chelsea is the one who got this kind of gift bag when I was so disappointed with the ridiculous samples bag that Sephora offered up last November. I'll put the video right here. I set up a bag of deluxe samples for her that I think is what the Sephora bag should have been at a minimum. And well, maybe I went a little bit more than that. But anyway, I just gave her a bunch of stuff I thought she would appreciate. Well, she looked at some of the stuff that she has, but now had, to bring to me, which was super. And one of them that I was really intrigued by, and that's been appearing since my no-buy, is the Coco Cabana cream, and I'm looking forward to trying this one. I haven't tried it yet, but she gave it to me recently, and I'm so excited because I get to try this one and contrast it to the Boom Boom cream. And I have smelled it, and I can see the whole buttered popcorn thing. And I'm curious to know what it smells like on the body, because there's been, people seem to be very divisive over this. It's either, well, divided over this. It seems like you either love it or hate it. I'm really curious to know what it's like. So very excited to be trying it, and so thankful that she thought of bringing it to me. And she really doesn't like it, by the way. And then this other one, which is so exciting. This is the, I think it's called Tiber River, Tiber like tiger, Tiber River Naturals. And this is a local company for me. And they call it raw. They have an explanation on the back. And it says this butter was made raw, meaning there is absolutely zero zip nada, no fragrance or color in here. It's real and whole, aka raw. Ideally made for those folks with sensitivities to strong smells. Fantastic, and it is very thick. So I intend to do a couple of things. I want to take these two and essentially give you an update to the Battle of the Body Butters. I'll put the outcome of that Battle of the Brands right here. I'm going to add these two to the mix in a way and compare and contrast to that whole ranking that I did in that video. And this one too, I am thinking that I will end up seeing, because I find the Boom Boom cream very fragrant, and this one is fragrance free. So I will try it definitely on its own. But I have a feeling that I am going to end up mixing this with my more fragrant body butters, if I want to just kind of enjoy the fragrance but bring it down a notch. But I'm so thankful to get to try this, because I, first off, didn't know about this local brand, which is a bit embarrassing, but I don't know that even if I knew about it that I would necessarily pick it up, because you have to go to their location by what I understand. Although I'm going to be going to tiberriver.ca to take a look at more on this brand pricing and whatnot. So apparently tiberriver.ca, they probably sell over the internet, but again, I just didn't know about the brand. So really excited to check them out. So did I follow my rules? Well, I'll let you decide what you think. When it comes to my feelings, to me, guilt and regret are the biggest indicators of whether I have stuck to the straight and narrow. And I don't feel like I've compromised my no buy, because the things I've purchased, except for the boots, were for the most part for other people. Like if you even consider the rollers, the tensor bandages, I don't want or need any of these, but they were very meaningful to other people. And the battery, again, that's for the YouTube channel. I need a scale. I need to have a battery for the scale. Again, a replacement. And the ink cartridge is, again, a replacement. So I feel good. I would like to know what you think about the Becca under eye powder, though. The under eye setting powder. Do you think that's a legitimate purpose? Assuming that the Fit Me powder doesn't do the job. I would like to know what you think. Am I kidding myself and creating a need for a purchase? Yeah, just let me know. I would be curious to know. That's it. It's a very long update. Again, I was very reticent to film it, and I can't wait to release this video because it's finally done, and also to release the video coming after this one, which was that carrot I talked about to make me finish this one. Thank you so much for your time. This was a long one, but you stuck it out. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, but for now, take care.